Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Game Trouge here, and finally, I'm getting to the TROUGE Talk podcast. I'm actually going to take time on my schedule to record a couple episodes in advance, and these will honestly be posted up on every Friday. And so you guys will be able to go and tune in to listen to it. Also, a little bit of a disclaimer before we fully get into this podcast discussion video. I would like to say that this is pre-recorded, and so a lot of the plans that I have I'm going to be talking about in this video for, say, an upcoming stream or an upcoming video can, in fact, vary in just different types of changes. Like, changes are definitely going to happen with this whole YouTube stick, which a lot of people probably already found out since I've rebranded Choose Voices right off the bat. And so, whenever I do get to making some videos, if it isn't 100% like what I want it to be, is essentially just going to happen. It's just the way that my videos, my streams normally go. And so if you guys would just kind of take some of the stuff I say with a grain of salt when it comes to like updates with new videos and stuff like that, unless if I'm fully like talking about updates and all that. But without further ado, one last little disclaimer. It is about 11 o'clock ish around here. My character died in D&D, and so yeah, he kind of ran out of the story. And so essentially, what I'm doing, because I honestly wasn't planning to do that this session, I don't want to make a new character. So we're going to sit down and do this podcast. So yeah, that's kind of the way it goes right now with D&D. But maybe we'll talk a bit more about that in another podcast. But let's get into this first episode. The main topic, and basically the only topic I'm going to be talking about in this first ever podcast, we're going to go back to the year 2009. 2009 was a weird year, if I remember correctly. There was only so many things I really remember about that year. Like, I remember, like, I think a couple movies came out that, honestly, I can't remember what the movies were, but I remember going to the theater here in town and watching a lot of movies for the first time. I think maybe it was 2009. It may have been 2010 that I might have seen it, but it was Megamind. I think Megamind was 2010. Maybe it was 2011. I don't remember. I just remember watching a lot of movies from 2009. And just like, because at the time we had cable. We actually had cable, guys. If you guys have been following the channel for any length of time, you may or may not have heard me say that I don't have cable. My parents kind of opted out against cable just because of how expensive it is. Now we have stuff like DVDs and VHS. Well, at the time VHS, and of course Blu-ray and all that other stuff going forward in time. Gosh, I am old, and now with the aid of streaming services and a bunch of that stuff and the like, we kind of never really like went back to cable. But there was a couple points in time when my mom's like, yeah, let's get some cable. And so we actually lived right behind the local Walmart, actually right here in town. I'm not going to specify what kind of town it is just because, but yeah, whatever. So and we lived right behind the Walmart, and I think it was probably like maybe a couple of months after we moved. I don't really remember the exact date, but there was this show, and it was on the Wii. Now, let me talk about the Wii for a second. I know we're going through this GameCube retrospective with the Choose Voices franchise. The Choose Voices franchise. It's a franchise now. The Choose Voices series, and like how I'm talking about my memories with the GameCube and stuff. But dude, my memories with the Wii, it's a little bit more stronger because the Wii basically lasts me until I think probably 2016 is when I fully dropped out of like basically playing my Wii, and mainly just played the Xbox and stuff like that, just because like I wanted to play other stuff. And I think 2016 was also the first year I finally like fully started to get more and more into Kingdom Hearts type of content, trying to find YouTubers, trying to find different types of sources of the next games and stuff like that. And so I kind of fell away from Nintendo. But from 2009, 2012, those were the heydays. Like, those were my heydays. Why? Because of the Nintendo channel. Now, I'll probably do an entire podcast talking about the Nintendo channel itself, just because I have a lot of memories with the channel itself. Bare minimum, it was essentially what nowadays YouTube, the Nintendo YouTube channel is essentially consists of, except for these two videos. The Ultimate Wii Challenge, which I can't find for the life of me. It keeps popping up like old like challenge videos from other YouTubers, but I can't actually find the original one. But so I haven't actually gone that nostalgic. Well, I'm still very nostalgic about those ones. But then there was Nintendo Week. Nintendo Week. Oh my gosh, dude! If you want to talk about like a very like Disney Channel sitcom-esque cheese, dude, look no further to Nintendo Week. Looking, and this was my life, like legit. Like, you guys want to talk about like how, let's say, because I didn't honestly grow up with Avatar, but a lot of people did. How Avatar changed the way you watched kids shows, or how like I don't know, kind of a broad example. I honestly don't know an example off the top of my head, but it's like that. It was like it's just something clicked with you, and you clicked and immediately clicked with the characters. That was me with Nintendo Week. Nintendo Week was a weekly show about talking about the latest games for the Nintendo Wii, the DS, and then later, and when the final couple seasons, the 3DS. And let me tell you guys something. Like, this show, honestly, was the one thing I looked forward to the most. Like, nothing else mattered. Like, this was like Saturday morning cartoon feel for me. I don't know what it was about the show. Maybe it was because of the silly antics that the hosts Gary and Allison get into. I have no idea what it was. It was just something that I got into, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of Nintendo Week, and fortunately, it's still kind of a thing on YouTube. If you guys type in Nintendo Week, I'll leave a playlist down below so you guys can go check it out. But those are kind of the saved videos, because it was also uploaded around the same time whenever it still says around like 10 years ago, or I think one of them says 11 years ago. I feel old. I feel so old, but yeah, they talked about games like the new Super Mario Bros. They actually got to play with Shigeru Miyamoto, and maybe that's why it really got me, because I got to actually see the people behind the scenes get to be involved with some stuff at times. I got to see, at the time I didn't know about the Reginator. I didn't know very much about Reggie, other than he was the COO of Nintendo at the time. But I remember he made an appearance, I think after a year after Nintendo Week became a thing. And I still like like I get so like nostalgic over this. Like, it's like nostalgic overload every time I watch this. So essentially, to sum up what the skits of this show is, essentially the gist of it, Gary and Allison just want to talk about the latest games coming out from Nintendo, and just in general. You got three characters. We have Gary, we have Allison, and then we have Gary's evil twin brother, Dark Gary. Now, this is what I was talking about the whole like Disney Channel's like esque cheese, because they use so much green screen and so much colorways, because it's legit Gary with a soul patch, a dog beanie, and a black hoodie. And looking back, especially at like my older like videos, I basically based my my hat choice. I always loved hats, but I kind of unfortunately based my outfit choices on Dog Gary. To be fair, he was legit the funniest part about the shows, and that is one of the reasons why I kept watching it, and one of the reasons why I still remember that show very fondly was because of Dark Gary. He didn't want to do anything inherently evil. He wasn't a bad guy. He was like the Waluigi of the Nintendo Week cast. Like, he just wants to, like, just have fun. He just wants to do his own thing. He lives in a roof tent above the studio where they filmed Nintendo Week. Maybe they live in the same studio. I don't know. It's very vague on the whole thing, and especially when we get down to the later episodes, I could not care less about the later episodes, even though they did talk about some future and new 3DS games at the time. But yeah, I'll say it right now. The later episodes, oh my gosh, the later episodes when they I think Skyward Sword was when they did, but that was only whenever Gary and Dark Gary was there. A lot, and like going a little bit deeper into it, reasons why Allison left the group and kind of getting away from just the show itself and kind of like going into it. Apparently, a lot of people didn't want any more cheesiness in their life, and they just wanted just to get informed Nintendo Direct style. Although in 2011, Nintendo Directs were essentially like this is like because of Nintendo Week was why I was interested in Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo Direct still had some way good news about other games that Nintendo Week didn't necessarily cover, but it was like some of the bigger named games, like Pokemon Conquest got announced through there, and going off another Pokemon rant, the Black and White 2 games got introduced, and then we got and now like every Nintendo fan is like craving the next Nintendo Direct. But I remember reading, I think it was actually Game Explained that was explaining it, that they were actually changing up the way that they did the directs. And I would love just dropping the ball way hard right now. I just want them to bring back Nintendo Week in some form or fashion. It doesn't even need to be the same characters. It just needs to still have the same charm, though, that the original one did. And I will open it with an open mind if they will ever go back and doing something like this. Because the Nintendo Direct formula is good for some companies. Like, it's definitely good for PlayStation, as we saw at the PlayStation 5 event. And I'm pretty sure that Xbox is going to do the same thing at their events whenever. I think there was the 22nd off the top of my head. Probably correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's like we just need the good old days. And I say the good old days because like obviously we got so much new stuff now. We got the Switch and all of its library of games that's ever growing. It's essentially the next Wii, if we honestly think about it, of how successful the Switch has really became. I have a feeling that we're going to get more and more cheesy content like we did with the Wii, but except we've done it a little bit better. And I would love to, and it would definitely make Nintendo feel like that it's something that the other companies haven't really done. Because I don't think anyone has really, well, I guess kind of Sony, I don't know. They haven't really done anything like this, like Nintendo Week has done. And it's definitely left a big impact on my life. Nintendo Week alone was the reason why I wanted to honestly do video content. Before this, I didn't, like, I know my dad filmed a lot of stuff, and he actually has a whole business dedicated to it, but for, now it's not really dedicated to it, it's dedicated to websites and all that other stuff. But I remember just watching Nintendo Week. I'm like, I would like to just talk about games, and I would like to just be fun. I like to be energetic. And now we made it to the year 2020. I'm getting nostalgia feels trying to watch the old school Nintendo Directs, not Nintendo Directs, sorry, Nintendo Weeks. And I'm like, this was what I wanted to do. And definitely this year has been up and down and all around with some well, I say some drama not really taking off. I don't know. YouTube drama coming out every now and then. I'm trying to keep it down because I do not want any part of anything, just because that's not, it's going, I don't want my channel to be nothing but YouTube drama for like 5 videos, so that's why I kind of stay away from drama. And on top of that, it's very unhealthy for just in general, just having nothing but just petty drama left, right, and sideways. But that's why I kind of stay away from it. But going back on the Nintendo Week, back on the Nintendo Week train, I really liked what they did with Nintendo Week. A couple episodes I like to bring up in this is actually stuff like the Thanksgiving episode. If you guys actually remember the Thanksgiving episode, which I feel like a lot of people honestly do, just for one scene in particular. But the main reason why I remember the Thanksgiving episode so much was because of the same scene that everyone's probably thinking of. Is It's Gary, Allison, and Doc Gary staying up for Thanksgiving dinner, and they're reminiscing about Thanksgiving, or like why they like Thanksgiving. And they turn to Doc Gary, and he says he's more of a Black Friday man because he likes to wait in line for the stores to open just so he can deny the other people about buying the products they like. And as a child, I'm like, what is this boy like going on about? Now that I'm older and actually understand 90% of the stuff, I'm like, this is great. This is quality A writing right here. And to top this all off, Gary tries to go get the turkey, but Doc Gary just says, well, and it cuts to a wizard, a freaking wizard, like, comes out of nowhere with a staff and everything, and it's like, do you have the turkey? And then Doc Gary goes, yeah, you have the magic beans. And this is like shot from like the upper story of like a apartment complex type thing. And he just yeets the freaking turkey down, and the wizard takes it and just steals it and runs away with it. And to top it off, at the end of the episode, Doc Gary is waiting in line with the lawn chair that Allison and Gary both gave him, and he sets it down, and the camera slowly pans, and then it stops at the wizard, and he's just nibbling on this turkey leg. It's beautiful. I love it. It's pure cheese at the peak, and they still talked about a lot of Nintendo games, like games that they've talked about, and honestly, names that you probably know this channel for. Kingdom Hearts. Now, I know that I've probably gone on record multiple times saying Chain of Memories was my first game, but I haven't got around to it till, like, I think that I've touched it multiple times in, like, 2011, whenever I was, like, whenever I got, because obviously I wanted to make sure it worked, I wanted to make sure that it was functional and fun. But I never really got into it until around 2012, 13-ish, around there, when we went on our very first ever vacation out of state. That's whenever I got into stuff like Pokemon. That's why I got into Kingdom Hearts. That's why I got into a bunch of other games. But definitely whenever I first heard about it and first got a little bit intrigued, the little bit of intriguement came from Nintendo Direct. Not the Nintendo Week, my bad. I'm so tired. I keep getting them mixed up. But actually came from that little treat. And that was actually Recoded, which a lot of people seem to hate that game for some reason. It's honestly a good starting point, to be completely honest, especially at that time, because it recaps KH1 and 2 so well, while also flooding in with a bunch of the new game content, which was leading up to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance that followed up on the DS's successor, the 3DS. And again, they're going on another Disney type of game that they talked about. They brought up Epic Mickey. They brought up what could have been something a lot better, and actually a game review that I honestly want to tackle. I have to get to that game at one point and review it. I'm just, oh my gosh, video quality, guys, video quality. I need to get a bunch of like clips of mine together so I can do this, because I love Epic Mickey, especially the first game, and definitely I need to give that game some attention. The Nintendo Week was also the first time I heard games about like Dragon Quest. Actually, it got me a bit more deeper into the world of Pokemon. It told me about how much fun Wii Fit and Wii Sports Resort could literally be, like legit, like all these games that they done, and they had such a good passion with it. Metroid Other M is often considered to be the worst game Nintendo's put out in recent memory, other than Star Fox Zero and a bunch of the Wii U, essentially. But like, it's been done to death. Though everyone hates it. Okay, whatever. But Nintendo Week made it like even in my eyes, it's not a horrible game. It's a horrible Metroid game. Definitely not a horrible game. And I feel like a lot of people give Metroid Other M so much flack because of it being connected to Metroid, especially Super Metroid. And everyone loves Super Metroid, like how everyone loves The Link to the Past, Super Mario World, Final Fantasy IV, like stuff like that. But Metroid Other M is actually a decent game in its own right. And Nintendo Week really made it, like, they got this game hyped. They got 2 or 3 episodes just dedicated to Metroid. Like, they were talking about, like, the old, like, going basically chronologically, like, how the games go. And, like, it really hyped it up so much. And to be completely honest, I liked Metroid Other M. Yeah, I haven't touched it since I think 2017 maybe. But you know what? I'm down to go and give that game another shot at some point in time. Maybe a review, maybe a let's play, maybe a live let's play. I don't know. But I wanted to be sure that you guys knew what I was going for with this. But unfortunately, in the year 2012, Nintendo didn't see any like real gain to doing comedy. They didn't see any gain to do the skits, the fun-loving skits. I mean, sure they did do a couple of them, like whenever Yokai Watch came out, and there was all those yokai taking over Bill, but it wasn't the same type of cheese, if that makes sense. Like there was still moments for Nintendo Direct. Don't get me wrong, Nintendo Direct has been good. It has been fun, especially whenever Reggie was still at Nintendo. Obviously, like am I right? Because like the one Nintendo Direct that we got here, since he left, it kind of left me a little bit empty. Kind of like, of course we got some good game announcements and stuff like that, but it's kind of like stuff that we kind of came to expect. But you know, it's they said that we're doing the way they do Nintendo Direct. We could get something new. We could get something great. We could be getting another skit based, or maybe we'll be getting more informational based. However it is, I'm still a Nintendo fan to this day. I still love me Nintendo. Nintendo games have brought me super much, way good joy. Super much joy. Super much joy, yeah. And yeah, just overall, just good times. Good times. Yeah, and the Nintendo Week finally ended with everyone being abducted by aliens, or them being aliens. I never understood the ending of it very well. But yeah, it was weird, but it's definitely a weird way to end a show like Nintendo Week. But Nintendo Week, I would love Nintendo Week to be remembered as a very good review show type of games, kind of giving off people a first look. And I really think that this needs to be something that a lot of people need to have in their life. They need a Dark Gary in their life to kind of call everyone bro or dude, or just kind of just be that one Waluigi character, like in a comedy sketch like that. We need an Allison that is super happy to play any sort of game, whether it be a fitness game, a goalie-esque game, or even just a video game in general. And we need a Gary in our life that will be down with her, or the other way around, however way you want to put it, and just make it fun. That's what they had. They had so much fun. Well, guys, that was the first episode of Trouge Talks. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. If you guys would, please go and subscribe to me, as well as go and subscribe to the DJ Snowflake account for listening to more music, to help your favorite video game rapper, favorite video game let's player, streamer, all that other good jazz. And also remember to go and support me on Patreon at patreon.com/thegamingtruge. For $3 a month, you guys can go and support me. And as a bonus, this month, I'm actually going to say this right now. It's not going to be updated on the website yet, but I may actually change that. But for this month alone, and for a little bit of next month, because we're kind of like in the middle of July, I'm going to be saying that the person that donates the $3 will actually be able to get a live interview with me on my channel. So if you guys want a live interview with me, you can donate the $3, and you guys can actually just go and sit and chat with me about certain stuff, about upcoming music. Maybe if you want, maybe you can quiz me on some Kingdom Hearts, whatever you want to do. I'm down for anything. Again, just keep it clean if you are planning on coming in. Just the general rule of thumb for my type of channel. But yeah. But anyway, I'm the Gaming Trouge. Have yourselves a great night and keep gaming.